Well, here we are. March 16th, Monday morning. Out bumming around. I gotta pick up a couple things at Fastenal in Red Wing before I get back to the shop. Gonna finish up on this coronavirus thing. As you can imagine, what has transpired over the last couple of days with the school closings and the work closings and just massive amounts of businesses closing. My wife's dental practice is considering shutting down. I'm going to make this as short as I can. And of course I am not a doctor, but you don't have to be a doctor to make some of these calls. What you have to do is you have to have some common sense, which I don't know what's going on with the gene pool nowadays, but common sense is really a bus that just don't stop by very many people's doors anymore. It's in short supply. If you can find somebody, they don't have to have the highest IQ, they don't have to be a rocket scientist, but if they got common sense running out of their ears, you hire them no matter what, and just let nature take its way and let them find their way, and you find their way with them, and you will be thankful for the rest of your life, and everything within your world will be amazing if you surround yourself with people that are full of common sense. Like Dan Pena says, show me your top 5 friends and I'll show you your future. No truer words are spoken. Here's the deal on the coronavirus. Nobody can make a call. In the military, on the front lines, someone has to make the call all the time. And when I mean all the time, I mean continuously. You have to make snap decisions. If it's a state of war, you just have to make a call. If there's something going on the battlefield, and all of a sudden they see something over to the right, and there's a possibility that 1 or 2 guys could possibly get killed if I do this. But if I do this, 5,000 guys are going to get killed. Believe it or not, people, there are a lot of people that can make that call. Snap their finger, boom, make the call. Yes, it's a terrible thing. It's like when you got to go in and rescue, 3 downed Marines in the middle of the jungle, and there's, a few thousand troops around them, enemy troops. And we send helicopters in, we send jets in. We lose a couple helicopters. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 guys are perished in the attempt to save the 3 guys. Now, a lot of people would say, you really should have just left him. No, you shouldn't have left him. You should just keep on fighting. Yeah, there may be a point in time where someone's got to make the call to call it off. Like, example, if you think they're dead, maybe better spoken if you're sure they're dead. If they're alive, you keep on fighting. Anyways, the people that are involved in this coronavirus thing, the president, who I am a big fan of Donald Trump, there is very few mistakes he's made. I understand nobody really likes, I shouldn't say nobody, a lot of people don't like the Twitter, especially women, especially elderly people, mainly college people that are really well-spoken, very articulate. Donald Trump is not articulate. As if you watch any of my videos, you're going to find out I am not very articulate. I barely can even say the word, more or less spell it. And I really don't give a shit about that. But anyways, all they are doing is weakening the human race even more with this bullshit. And then what are you going to do? Oh, well, just think of the lives that were saved. No, let's not think of the lives that were saved. Let's think about the lives that are about to be killed. Of all the people that are shrouded and protected and denied this virus so their body can build up an immune system and the whole world can become stronger because of it. You're just setting up our kids and then our kids' kids for something even worse, because again, we've minimized the ability for the human immune system to continue to fight. Where, back in the day, it was take your kids to the doctor, go to the clinic, get the little pink bottle of amoxicillin. Everybody's got to get all penicillined up every time there's a little cough, or you better do something right away, or it could turn into something worse. Oh, it's going to turn into something worse. It's going to turn into a peanut allergy. A peanut allergy. Does anybody out there realize that when I was in high school or grade school or junior high, whatever it is, back in the 70s, there was no peanut allergies. Almost no one was allergic to anything. I took my daughter to Red Lobster. Danny, she's my youngest. She broke out when she ate, I don't remember if it was lobster or if it was crab legs. She broke out and her neck turned red, and everybody, oh my God, she's allergic to seafood. And it actually happened with tomatoes. I can't even imagine. One of my two favorite things, tomatoes, lobster, and crab legs. I couldn't really envision my daughter not having the enjoyment throughout her whole life of eating tomatoes, BLTs, BLT at campfire, a little piece of cheese on there, muffin bread, oh Jesus, salty real butter, no margarine. You almost can't explain it. So what did I do? I took her back to Red Lobster, and I gave her a little bit more crab or lobster, whatever the one was. Gave her shrimp. Just started giving her seafood every chance I got. Every shot I could at tomato sauce, ketchup, anything, to see what would happen. And I will admit, somewhere in that process, I can't remember if it was tomatoes or if it was seafood, she did break out a little bit one more time around her neck. And as I said before, I'm not a doctor. I barely graduated high school. As a matter of fact, I really shouldn't have graduated high school. I kind of paid a guy to do some of my book reports and get me through. I had a lot better shit to do than worry about a diploma. And everybody told me, you gotta have a diploma. Oh, you gotta have a diploma. Nobody's ever asked me for it. When in the Navy, they never asked. Went to work at RAR Malting, big plant, the dream job, union, Teamsters, retirement plan, get your 1/8 acre lot next to the other butt jam, compare whose grass is the greenest. I do have I love green grass. I have a nice lawn. Even though it's hard to envision a really awesome lawn when you're young, because you can't afford fertilizer, you can't afford weed killer, you don't do it at the right time. I mean, the list goes on and on. But at any rate, my daughter eats seafood, lobster, crab leg, whatever she wants, tomatoes. She loves them, loves all of it. And she is very thankful that I went through those steps. And the other part about it that's strange is people can't even imagine that long ago. My daughter's jeepers. It's embarrassing. I can't remember. Of course, I know her birthday, September 6th. She's in her 30s. And she has 3 great kids and a great husband. And she's very grounded. And her husband's very grounded. And they work hard to stay grounded with all the hype and all the Facebook bullshit and everybody terrorizing everybody. They went through the first child, Vinny, and then they had Viv, and then finished up with Maverick, who's 2, just about 2. And they pulled back on the vaccines to the point where Maverick, I want to say he didn't get any, which would be my dream, but he did, I believe, get something. This country gives the medical industry way too much credit. of designing all these wonderful drugs that save the world. You know, I can't reflect on a lot of different diseases that happened over the years, but there's some big ones. You know, military scurvy in the war was a devastating disease that was killing a lot of young kids. Really horrible way to die. And then all of a sudden, you know, the doctors came up with something, and they started saving everybody, and they knocked it in the head. And you know what they found out? It's a vitamin deficiency. You know what it was caused by? Shitty food. No vitamins. All the sailors needed, all branches of the military that were involved, all they needed was some orange juice, lemon juice, lime juice. I don't remember the magic one. Maybe it was a little bit of all of them or one of them. It doesn't really make any difference. It was just vitamins. Just like when somebody gets cancer. The doctors don't know anything about cancer. Or quite possibly they know everything about cancer. And it's easy to cure. It's called vitamins. Keep your pH value in the right spot. Make sure your body's alkaline and not acidic. And cancer can't survive. Cancer cannot survive in an alkaline state. When you eat shitty food, and you got to take Prilosec because your stomach's upset, and, oh, I can't eat that spicy food anymore. You hear people say all this stupid shit. You could eat it at one time. What's changed? I'll tell you what's changed, fat ass, is the shit you eat. And your little Monday through Sunday little yellow orange container of all the goddamn drugs you take from your moron medical doctor. And you know, I'm going to take a lot of flack from this from a lot of people. But the best thing you can do is take your little flack of pills and throw them in the garbage, because there isn't any of them that you need. You mentally think you need them. And your doctor may have told you that, oh, without this cholesterol medicine, your arteries are going to plug and your head's going to blow up, and oh my God, your blood pressure's too high. Such a crock of shit. Now they even got the doctors, now they even got the goddamn dogs on medication. People are so freaked out. Now all the things that were happening to humans, or are happening to humans, are starting to happen to dogs. Arthritis, blah, blah, blah. It's because of the shit food. The reason I got into this YouTube thing was because I'm going to do YouTube videos about snowmobiles, mainly Polaris snowmobiles. It's what I'm passionate about, what we do. I owe it to my customers to do some informative, technical videos about the shop and whatever. Things I hope the public are interested in. I've been asked for years and years to do certain things, and I've never done it. And I'm going to do it. We're going to do an instructional video about just about everything. Clutch alignment, motor removal, motor installation, clutch tuning, sled maintenance, how certain things are done and why they're done, why you need different compression ratios at different elevations, and what they can benefit if you have a turbo, non-turbo, blah, blah, blah. But we'll get into all that. Anyways, I just wanted to touch on this coronavirus. It's all a crock of shit. Yes, it's out there. Yes, are people going to die? Absolutely. You know, the sad thing about it is right now, every single person that dies, other than a traffic accident or military or whatever, in the line of duty, they blame it on the coronavirus. It doesn't matter. You know, there's several military guys that have died and some terrible things that happened in the last week. Not one thing on the news. That's disgusting. You know why? Because there's money to be made on this. And as you know, there's also money to be lost on this. As everybody's weeping about their 401k. Well, you shouldn't have put the money in there anyways. You shouldn't have listened to the dipshits at school, the teachers. All the little stories they told you about your future. What you should have done is invested the money in your future from the very beginning. 15% Social Security. That's what it is. The fund is broke, for the most part. So if you take the 15% in Social Security, then you take the 5, 6, 7, 8% of whatever you're putting in your 401k. Most people right now, just average everyday people, are going to easily make a couple $1,000,000 just working. They're surely going to make over $1 million. Now do the math. 15% of $1 million. Does that take a genius to do the math on that? Well, you should get your little calculator out and do it. Then take your retirement plan and figure that out. Take the $250,000 to $400,000, $500,000 that you're going to piss away in your retirement plan and use it wisely on yourself. Buy land, buy property, buy equipment in your garage or in your basement to make some money on the internet, make YouTube videos. Don't put it in the market. Put it in the market so a bunch of suit-wearing dipshits with no common sense can piss your money away and play with it. They're like junkies. Anyways, I'm not going to make any videos after this, I hope, where I'm not ranting and raving and hollering. All I ask for is that you just take a little bit of time to think through this wisely. Don't hide from the coronavirus. Book tickets, go on vacation. It's cheap right now. We're flying out Wednesday. I know she hasn't booked the tickets yet, but they're going to close her dental office, and we're gone. We're going to go visit our friends in Arizona. My daughter's talking about renting a VRBO for a couple weeks in Arizona, and another couple, they're going to go down there with all their kids and just have a great time. And you know what? Just about nobody I know is really very scared of this virus thing. There's a couple of them that watch too much news. I actually watch news occasionally just to feed the fire, just to enrage me, to make a stupid video like this. Anyways, I just want y'all to know that I am more positive than anybody that you probably know. I'm definitely a glass half full guy. This coronavirus thing just makes me mad. I think it's comical. I'm not in a bad mood, other than all kinds of stores are closed and stupid shit's happening. But I think it's funny. And I think that you're going to see that the masses, after it's over, are going to go, what a crock of shit. I wish Trump would come on TV and say, hey, you know what? It's over. We're done. We're going to let the cards fall where they may. The country's going to spool up. We're going to make toilet paper again. Because God knows there's nothing on the shelves, so they say. Anyways, I'm going to check out. I'm backed up to Fastenal. Go in and buy some bolts, and I got some shit to make today. So have a good day.